Something about CRMs here, because I do know about CRMs.
You know, I know a lot about.
So it's the old cliche about what is the best type of CRM.
It's the one that you like.
It's the one that you use.
Yeah.
It's the one that you use. You're absolutely right, though, Olga. So how you set this up.
No, it's not me that set this up. It was Bridget.
Well, I'm saying most real estate agents do not utilize their CRM. And it's and our training was really heavily influenced by that.
Yeah, I think that when I moved to Level, I kind of had a little CRM, but I really wasn't utilizing it well. It was the one that was built into my old brokerage, and there wasn't a lot of things included in it. It was just like an address book. That's really about it. That's when it comes down to it. CRM, customer relation management is. It's a really smart address book. So in your CRM, you're able to do a few different things depending on what type of platform you're using, but a lot of them offer the same things. So if you're using Salesforce, if you're using your brokerage integrated one, because they've gotten a lot smarter over the past few years, if you're using LionDesk, Follow Up Boss, they a lot of them do a different thing.
Specifically, what do you use?
I use Follow Up Boss. I really like Follow Up Boss. The way that I can manage our team on it is, I like it. I find that I don't have.
And you use an integrated one, right? Right.
Yeah. We have one called App Files. So I'm sorry, ActivePipe that we use. ActivePipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a Sotheby's.
It's a CRM.
It's a CRM in a sense.
Okay. But it's not proprietary for Sotheby's, right?
No,
anyone can get it.
No,
right?
we are working on having one proprietary made for us. But
okay.
Now we use one that's contracted out. Yeah.
That's cool. What's the name again?
ActivePipe.
ActivePipe. And what is yours?
Follow Up Boss.
Do you like yours too, Jay?
Yeah. I mean, cool. I think the best CRMs are the ones that obviously provide you content, so it's easy, click and go. So if you want to create drip campaigns, which I think is item number one there,
yeah. So the biggest thing, and I would say like one of the most important things that you can do to get started is to create a drip campaign. So however someone comes in, if you are at a networking event and someone hands you their business card, you should be putting them into your CRM, and that kind of goes to number 5. But then when they come in, set them up on a drip campaign. Hi, this is Bridget, Fort Lauderdale realtor, and I just wanted to say hi. I made sure you had my contact information, and then a few days later, another email.
And something that I have. So we have our own strategies in our company as a painting company, and it's pretty similar, right? Every company, every business have to have a CRM. But something that I think is a big mistake of our company, sometimes people do not feed the CRM correctly, right? So they don't put the tags, they don't put the good information, quality information for you to create your campaigns, correct?
Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, that goes back to like utilizing tags, which is my tip number 2. Okay. So if there's someone who's coming in on a condo, if it's an attorney that anything and everything, and by tags, you can put in smart tags, or a lot of them even have little, it's like almost like an Excel sheet. You can fill in a lot of different information. If it's somebody who owns, the house next door to you in the neighborhood, put in their address. So that way, when you do call them, or if they ever call into your phone and and they say, "Hey, it's Jay," and I go, "Oh, Jay from Sotheby's, how are you? I remember showing your condo last week at Jackson Tower. How you doing?" So tags are really important, and it works to your benefit, because if you get a listing that falls in similar parameters to what that person was looking for, or if it's in their same neighborhood, you're able to click anyone who's in that same tag. So any condo buyer and send them that listing separately.
That's good.
So what do you mean by create drip campaigns? So as soon as you put people into your CRM, you already create a drip campaign, right?
So I have a drip campaign is a preset email campaign where it's just like a little bit of email text that goes in. So it's an automatic email that goes out.
An automation that you set up,
Yeah, it's
right?
an automation. But the problem that I think a lot of realtors do is that they rely, when they are using the CRM, is they rely solely on the drip campaign, and they will kind of come, if I have like a new agent and they're saying, well, the lead hasn't answered. It's like, well, what do you mean? What have you called them? Have you texted them? And well, I have them on the drip campaign. And I'm like, you have to call. You have to text them. So it's very important to create a drip campaign, but don't let that be the only contact that
there lies the
customer gets.
downside of tech, right? Is it takes out the personalization, unfortunately.
And then people do not care anymore. So something that I tell my guys, very interesting, I say, contact your clients or your contacts. Contact them as much as they come to say, please do not contact me anymore. Never more. Because if you bring this to me, I'm going to give you an award. I never saw it. I never saw someone complaining because they were so much solicited in my industry, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like I'm soliciting someone that didn't come to us. In general, people came to us and then we have all this contact. I never saw anyone complaining that we connect with them too much.
Right.
So I tell the guys, send a text message, contact them and serve them. Of course, do not get crazy, right? But anyways, but if people fail on this, it's because they don't do enough, and it's not because they do too much.
Yeah,
right?
It's like when you guys had Jonathan Keith on and everything. His thing was, dial for dollars. It kind of comes back to that same thing. You have to be willing to really keep up. If someone was looking at a house and they came in or they filled out something on your website and they came in, they're requesting, they're looking for that information. So yes, the drip campaign is one of the most helpful baselines that you can have in your CRM. Don't let that be your only, don't rest on your laurels. Don't let that be your only thing.
And then you have the number 3, which is stay persistent.
Yes, exactly. Same thing. Don't just call them once. Keep calling and texting. And I mean, how
many contact points we have to get someone considered as a client in general? What do you think?
So Inman Magazine put out an article a few years ago that said that you have to reach out and have like a real connection with someone, not just an email, not just something in the dark. You have to actually make a real connection with someone at least 5 times for them to remember that you're a real estate agent.
And we call them touch points. And it's more than just a CRM, as Bridget pointed out. It's texting, it's scheduling a coffee, it's a phone call, so it's a multiple things. It's a mailing piece maybe as well.
And then everybody knows that we have to invest at least 15% of our growth.
15% of your money.
Of your money into marketing, right? Sometimes 20, right?
I'd have overshot that.
And this is the coffees that you bring your clients to, correct?
That was the second beer that we were talking. So
how much money do you think in terms of investment in marketing is the right percentage wise?
Well, so I really think it depends on every agent and what kind of business you're trying to go after, and where you're starting.
This is a great opportunity.
Do not be slippery, but get from me.
No, well, I do think it depends. I would say I think 15% sounds about right. It really just depends on how effective that marketing is. If you're spending 15% on
that's a great answer, because I'm gonna get some money from Jay now, because he owns.
But this is great. I love that she's leading with these tips on CRMs, because a lot of agents that I train, they consistently complain, I don't have the money to do this and money to that. This doesn't cost anything. This is usually provided to you by your broker.
It usually is. Yeah. I would say I err on the side of a little bit of caution that if you're using your brokerage's CRM, you got to know at the end of the day that they own that CRM.
Yeah.
So they own your contacts.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah.
They have a copy of it. But you know what? Once again, no one's out there poaching.
But I would say this is.
So this is a matter of interviewing your broker.
They have I'm the type that I put everything on auto pay. It's terrible.
Right.
But they have different graduations of a lot of these different CRMs.
Yeah.
So you could do a free trial usually for a certain amount of time on the different ones. I recommend doing it. I really do. To keep on top of your contacts.
Especially as a new agent. I mean,
especially as a new agent.
What is the biggest mistake people do, like the young agents does, like regarding the CRM? What do you think is the biggest mistake?
Not putting everyone in there or not following up. I mean, everyone has their own different, fail point. Everyone does. But I would say a lot of people, it's like, I'm not going to put this person, like you take the business card at the networking event and it's gone in the wind.
Yeah. And
you don't take the information really down and put it in your phone or in your CRM.
And I'll give you some real truth for myself is that, it took me a long time to get my CRM kind of cleaned up. And my biggest problem was the tagging. So I had hundreds of people that I would meet, all these different workshops and all these places I would go, and I'd grab all these cards and I have them put in. But then I would get lazy. I wouldn't say where I met you at or what category you're in. Are you a tradesperson? Are you another broker? So I'd have, a few hundred people on there and you just have names and emails. And I'm like,
the tags are so important.
Like that's where you get in trouble with CRMs is that, you go to e-blast something out, right? And you're just sending it out, blanket. So then you get people they're mad because they're getting stuff that's not relevant to them.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't personalize the
Well,
content.
I think it's also really important because I feel like I get a lot of real estate agents that come into my CRM. I have a couple ways that they can come in, but don't sign up for other agents' websites. First off, that's like a little bit of a blanket statement out there. But on top of it, the tags are really helpful because if you see that it says, Jay Granieri at onesotherbase.com or at curatedcollection.com, okay, I know that that's Jay. So I'm going to tag that as a real estate agent. So that way I don't keep chasing, and this task doesn't keep coming up at the top and saying, remember to call Jay Granieri,
Right.
Because he's not going to be a relevant person
And
for me to call.
you come down to the qualification of the context in your CRM.
Exactly. And so utilizing those tags is very important. And then you're able to keep in a lot of detailed notes, either through the tags and or through your notes.
Because we have to have a kind of a prioritization in terms of the actions you need to do about your context, right?
Yes.
So this is, you cannot, I have 2,000 contacts. I cannot approach them all the same way at the same time or with the same resources.
Yeah.
Right?
Or someone might say, it might be a past customer or somebody who says, I'm out of state and I'll call you back when I'm back in, or I want to buy a year from now, or I want to paint my house 2 years from now, or you painted my next door neighbor and it looks so good and I'm just thinking about it, all those things. By keeping detailed notes, detailed tags, you're able to really keep on top of it so that when they do resurface, either through your tasks or through it being a tiny world, you're able to say, hey, I remember you. You're the guy that painted my next door neighbor's house. You're able to remember why you talked to them, why they were in your CRM in the first place, and what they were looking for. So like if someone's a mortgage buyer, condo buyer, waterfront, et cetera.
Yep.